There was this terrible man who I would never want to meet in my life called Sajid Khan, who I think came up to so many of us after Glad Rags, and he just really pushed the envelope when it came to disrespecting women. I was really excited when he called me, and then he literally said, "Why don't you just get off your clothes and sit in your lingerie? I need to see how comfortable you are in your body." I'm talking about 2004 or 2006 when I did Glad Rags. Somehow I managed to get out of that place, and he must have called me at least, no exaggerations, 50 times to ask me where I've reached, why am I not coming, and why am I not coming.
Because Navina decided to step out of her comfort zone,
right,
do bold roles on screen.
Yeah.
Maybe her husband started having a problem with that. This is the reason why they chose to separate and divorce. कितना हकीकत है या कितना गलत है? Please set the record straight.
I have my set of boundaries, and whoever is my partner has to be comfortable with that. I'm not saying he was the happiest with that. Clearly, no husband would be, no Indian husband would be. But he did not have a problem with that. He just said, "Okay, I know this is your work, you do it. I don't have to necessarily watch it." We were just two people who were not compatible. We were just two people who stopped loving each other as two partners should, who somewhere lost respect for each other because of the differences in opinions and mindsets. Some things just are meant to click, and Ishqbaaz was one of them. And I think everybody associated with Ishqbaaz went to a different level after Ishqbaaz. Everybody knew everybody from Ishqbaaz, and there was this whole craze, and it still continues. So I've been very fortunate to play these characters which have stayed with people over the years. Dia has stayed with people. Priya from Genie or Juju has been quite an icon. They want me to keep repeating dialogues, and even this Sweetie Pie from Ishqbaaz just was such a hit. So I've been really blessed by Babaji to have got these kind of characters. Playing Dia was iconic. We had workshops before we started off, so that we could get into our characters, and so it was the first big show of my career. To date, I get so many fan messages and so many of these lovely stories that they make for Dia. Every Valentine's Day, they will be there'll be a Dia Benji story, or a Dia Sammy story. So it's beautiful. I think it's going to live with me forever, and yes, I will be Dia till I die.
मेरे दोस्तों, ये जो पॉडकास्ट अभी चल रहा है, इसके आसपास बैकग्राउंड में बहुत सारा ग्रीन कलर इसलिए देख पा रहे हो क्योंकि यहाँ पे वो जो एक वर्ड है ग्रीन फ्लैग, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ ग्रीन फ्लैग एनर्जी ओवर हियर, एंड जब ग्रीन होता है तो बहुत ज्यादा ग्रीनरी फैलता है वहाँ पे. I don't know if that was a good joke or a bad joke, but I definitely have a lot of green love for my dear friend Navina, because there's always green signal for her. मैं जब भी कुछ भी बोलता हूँ उनको, she's always kind enough to listen. मैंने उनको बोला कि let's do a nice podcast together. It's been quite long. She's been very sweet enough to accept this, and finally we are here doing this with your very own Navina Bole over here. सबसे पहले घर दे दो मुझे please. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for doing this. And how are you feeling? सबसे पहले बताओ, what's the energy like अभी?
You're very welcome. Firstly, I'm very happy to be here. And thank you for that green introduction. It's lovely. You likewise, you are absolutely the what do I say? The definition of a green flag for me too. Beautiful vibes, positive vibes, always smiling. Your energy. Thank you for always remembering me every time you have something special. And I'm very excited, in fact, to be here sitting, and talking to you, because I think it'll make for a very interesting episode and a very interesting conversation.
Absolutely, because when I started, I was not even doing the YouTube podcast at that moment. I was in the Instagram live long back.
Yes.
So this was due and long enough. So you've seen all of her work in so many projects. आपने टीवी में देखा है इनका काम, म्यूजिक वीडियोस में देखा है, मॉडलिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स से लेके everything. Right, recently you've seen a lot of her work as a stellar performing artist in OTT space as well. So वो जो पूरा जिंदगी है उसको आज मैं थोड़ा सा खोद के निकालने वाला हूँ. I want to understand कि you're originally from Bombay.
Yes, born and brought.
So एक usually बोलते हैं कि people who are born and brought up over here, if they are chasing the entertainment industry, cut to the people who are not from here and they shift from other places. उनके struggles को लेके हम लोग usually we talk a lot, like they have to think about their rent, living expenses and all, वो सब तो है.
Yes.
But जो लोग इधर रहते हैं, what are the kind of challenges that they face? Because at the end of the day, you also did not have a background, right? So जो जिनके इधर background है, like who have a family, etc. What are the kind of challenges that those kind of individuals who are entertainment industry aspirants face?
I think most of us face that first initial challenge of convincing our parents that we want to do this. So that was my first big challenge, to convince my father to let me do this, because he is also from the film industry. He was an associate director with Raj Khosla, and then he was an independent director with Sagar Films. And he was very against me getting into this industry. He wanted me to be a doctor, which I could never be, because I think I would just faint at the sight of blood. So that was out of the question.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to be an actor while growing up. And so convincing him was the first padav. And then there was, working on my confidence level. I'm an introvert, so acting and being out and, being very outspoken is not something that comes very naturally to me. So I had to work on that as well. And then, I made some money, got my portfolio done. And then I went through that whole, rigmarole of going for auditions. And I would see somebody giving a better audition than me and I would get very unnerved. And I would be like, okay, now how am I going to do this? So that introvert, that shyness had to come out. So yeah, I have seen a bit, I wouldn't call it struggle, but yes, I've had my steps towards getting to where I am at this point. But by God's grace, I think it's been a relatively easy journey for me. The very first ad audition that I gave, I went of course all the way to town to give it, but I got that. The very first serial audition that I gave, I got that serial as well. My very first show was, nobody's really aware, they all think it's Milejam Humtum, but it's not. My first show was Sola Singar on Sahara One.
Yeah.
And that was opposite Karan Singh. It was a 3-month stint. I got it just after
Karan Singh Grover?
Karan Singh Grover, yeah. Karan Singh Grover and Akanksha. It was Jay Mehta. It was a Jay Mehta production. So that was my first show, and then things just started from there. Then I went more into the modeling industry, which is very competitive. You give 10 million auditions and you'll probably get finalized for like one, and you get shortlisted, and then you get so excited and you wouldn't get the ad for whatever reason. So it's been adventurous. It's had its ups and downs, but it's a very rewarding journey, I feel. And of course, people who come here without family support, without a background here, who have to pay rents, who come back to empty houses, who have to cook their food, I don't know, just depend on friends as family, start from scratch. Hats off to you guys. I mean, I can't even imagine, you have done the same. So hats off to everybody who comes here and literally starts from scratch and builds a life. It's amazing. Hats off to you guys. I was really, really fortunate that I had a house, I had a family, I had transport. So yeah, I had it easy there for sure.
Usually actors glamorize the fact about struggles, right?
Yeah.
But what I really love about this whole part is that you're very honest about it. कि हाँ ये set of challenges मेरे रहे हैं.
Yeah,
but these are the things that I've also had easy. So
yes.
I don't need to glorify it for the sake of it, right? Which is a very good thing,
Thank
right?
you.
I want to understand कि before the TV show space as well, आपने music videos, आपने जगजीत सिंह के साथ music video
Oh my God, that is the highlight of my career.
उसका casting कहाँ से हुआ? जगजीत सिंह sir saw you?
No. I wish that was the case, but it wasn't. There is a very, very respected casting director called Rupesh, and I did my initial shows. So my first show was through Rupesh. Ishqbaz was through Rupesh. So Rupesh has got me a lot of work. Thank you, Rupesh. This is my time to thank you. And he sent me for this audition. And again, I was very unnerved because I think I saw the entire industry there for this audition for Jagjit Singh. So there were 3 videos being made. There was one for Jagjit Singh, one for Ghulam Ali, and one for Abida Parveen. So and it was a continuous love story, and it was being directed by the stalwart, the absolute icons, Radhika Rao and Vinay Sapru. So it was a very exciting opportunity for me. This I'm talking about 2008 or 2009.
Wow.
Yeah, long back. So I went for the audition. I was really unnerved. Anushka Sharma also auditioned for this music video, from what I hear. And there were a lot of big names. And then I went and auditioned. So when I got this music video, I was pretty shocked. I was like, wow, because at that time, there were names bigger, there were people who were doing a lot more work and they did not get it, and I was in the shortlist. I think there was Sonal who was in the... Sonal Chauhan was in the... she was in the offing. There was Sudeepa. There were a lot of names that auditioned for this. There was Anushka Sharma, like I said. And then I got this. Yeah. And for me, it was huge. I said, okay, I land up here amongst all of that competition. And then they auditioned boys with me to see who would look good with me in this pairing. And also, I loved the fact that they saw me as a gaon ki girl. I played a very simple gaon ki girl in the music videos. From a very small Delhi town, this very Muslim small town girl, chewing pan, and to visualize me like that and for me to get it, it was quite surprising. And to date, I think that is... I'm very proud of whenever I see that music video. I don't think it got the kind of, limelight that it should have got, because it was a beautiful song, it was a beautiful video. Not just that, even the Ghulam Ali and Abida Parveen videos were beautifully shot, and the songs were beautiful. They were hauntingly beautiful. And I think Ajay, who was with me in the music video, both of us had some beautiful moments and beautiful chemistry. And it was fabulous working with Radhika Rao and Vinay Sapru as well. So all in all, that does remain, I think, definitely out there. It's one of my top jobs that I have done in my entire career, and I'm very proud of it.
Did you have any meeting with Jagjit?
No, we never met anybody. So his portion was shot separately and our portion was shot separately. So unfortunately, I could not meet him. But just to be in the same music video as him, to be enacting his vision, his words, his poetry, his voice on screen, I think that is an absolute honor, and I'm just so happy about that.
It's been a long career, and I would say, every day we are all growing in different ways, right? कभी ऐसा महसूस हुआ है being a part of the entertainment industry where you feel like I am a part of the industry?
Okay.
But also perhaps the very next moment or बहुत जल्दी ही after that you also feel that am I really a part of this industry? ऐसा two mind situation कभी रहा है जिंदगी में?
I always feel that I haven't really got my due. That is something that I always feel. I'm not part of any group in the industry. I've never been part of any clique. I've never been part of anything. I've always held. I've always.
इस clique group वगैरह part होने के लिए क्या करना पड़ता है?
I don't know. I've never. Now I'm not pointing fingers or whatever,
of
but
course,
there are people who suck up. There are people who will go to every party just to be seen. There are people who will send gifts. I've seen this happening in front of me, and this is something that I could never do. All I could do was come, report to the set, do my job to the best of my ability, be nice to everybody and go back home. So I could never do anything more than that. I don't think I ever will. But there are people who've done that, and then I think there have been people who've been very fortunate to have landed up with projects that have put them in the spotlight. Even I was part of some beautiful shows, like Ishbaz and Mile Jab Hum Tum, and these shows were right there. But somehow I think that I've not really quite gotten to that status that I should have got ideally with the kind of body of work that I have. So at times I do feel like, I haven't got my due, or I haven't been recognized for what I have done. And of course there are times, which is most of the time, nonetheless I am super grateful and super appreciative of these opportunities and the kind of work that I've got. So yeah.
You know, in the beginning of your career, I believe you've done quite a few episodes of CID as well.
I
Like,
have
50
a
episodes.
lot. I've done a lot. I've murdered people. I've been the suspect.
Yeah.
I've been the killer. I've been the victim.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've done a lot of CID episodes. I've done a lot of Savdhan episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have done a lot of these
So
episodes.
CID के sets में, you know, usually it's very difficult to get that create that aura on screen because usually the attention is always on ACP
On the
Pradyuman,
cops.
on, you know, Abhijit,
The-
Dayan, all
yeah,
this,
the
you know, to
court.
still leave a mark is difficult. So जब आप जाते थे, what do you think you observed in that set, which you think could be a big reason behind the show being such a success? Because as an actor, you observe and you understand energy, right?
Yeah.
हर एक set का अलग अलग सब लोग मेहनत करते हैं, right?
True, true.
But not every show has that kind of success like say a CID has or something.
Yeah.
What do you think was so captivating about that set which helped the show work for like such a long time? Even now people are talking about
That's
it.
true.
It's come back. What do you think is the reason?
With CID, I think their core team, they had such amazing chemistry with each other, even off screen when I would see them talk to each other and all. There was so much respect and there was so much, what do you call it, camaraderie between everybody that it translated, I think, on screen for them. You know, those vibes kind of followed. Even the jokes that, you know, they've become so popular, Darwaza Tod
हर
Do,
जगह पे।
and that, you know, the ACP Pradyuman,
कुछ
kuch
तो
to
गड़बड़
gadbad
है।
hai. You know, they would say that and they would crack up themselves,
Yeah.
you know. So it was beautiful and they were so helpful to me or whoever was new, relatively new. They would be super nice, super helpful. They would make sure that we were not made to feel out of place. And they're very organized. They know exactly what they are doing. And because they've been doing those characters for so long, they are so good and so set with their characters that it translates into magic on screen, and that is what people want to see. So, and I think you know, they become such symbols of righteousness and, you know, just people, that somebody who people, they look up to them for so many things. So yeah, I think that's the reason why I think the show continues to do so well, because I think everything, they got their heart in the right place.
Recent update that came that, you know, we are killing the character of ACP Pradyuman. एक नया ACP हम लोग ला रहे हैं, ACP आयुष्मान के तरफ से. He also is a friend of mine, Parth Samthan. Are you aware about these updates regarding CID? Social
I have
media
no idea. I did it such a long time back, and usually, no, I'm just very out of sync with what's happening. But no, I didn't know this.
Okay.
No, and it would be heartbreaking if that's happening. Yeah, because ACP Pradyuman
Is
would
an
be
emotion.
Yeah, he's an emotion. He would be. I mean, CID we associate with him.
उनका ही शक्ल सबसे बड़ा
Exactly. तो उनके बिना CID मतलब मेरे लिए I don't think I would want to watch it.
As a medium, do you think कि TV is slowly in that verge of being outdated? Yes or no?
Definitely. Oh my god. I don't remember the last time I switched on my TV to see anything at all. I definitely think we need to get up to date with the kind of content that we are giving out for TV. We really need to get progressive. I've been watching shows and they are still stuck back there in the early 2000s with the same bahu, with the same, you know, grandeur and all of it, you know, the Masis and the Buas, and I'm sure there's a section of people that still enjoy this kind of television, but I really think that we need to get more progressive with television, for sure.
आपके हिसाब से टीवी में वो क्या बदलाव आ सकता है या फिर आना चाहिए specifically so that, you know, the medium rises, because we cannot deny the fact that it is there. मतलब हर घर में, you know, OTT या उसका सब्सक्रिप्शन हो या नहीं हो, हर घर में टीवी जरूर रहता है, more or less, right? So क्या अलग कर सकता है टीवी as a medium because of which you feel कि चलो कुछ ना कुछ चलो, they can still be in the competition, they can still be in the hunt?
I just feel they should widen the whole reach of the content that they are making. Yeah, they should make all kinds of shows. They should probably get more realistic. They should have lesser characters. They should emphasize more on building characters rather than just putting a cluster of people together and coming up with outlandish scripts to justify them. that old school romance that is not happening anymore. Right now we are living in a world of situationships and nanoships and all of that,
all this
and we still have this girl going all coy, and the love story taking like months and months to build, and then so all of that. I just think we need to pace it up. We need to cut it out. We need to get more content. We need to probably get more thrillers. We need to get with it, is what I think. Also, I think we should get that era of Star One where we had those lovely campus shows. People really enjoyed it. Even Hip Hip Hooray for that matter. Dil Mil Gaye, Mere Jo Hum. So these are iconic shows. So I'm hoping that people get that kind of television, that kind of flavor, that kind of vibe back to TV. Rather than just, Bahu and Sazish and all of that, the Vamp. I think all of this is done and dusted to death. Those stretched out close-ups, stretched out scenes. So yeah, all of that needs to take a back seat now, and we really need to come up with new content for sure.
अपने आप को आप outspoken या straightforward मानते हो?
Definitely.
You think that because of this outspoken and straightforward nature, कभी-कभी you have lost out on work?
Could be. I call a spade a spade. If I don't
because
like
this is an
something,
industry where people see you to massage egos.
like I said, you people suck up.
Mm.
I cannot do that. I've never done that, and I cannot do it. It is just not me. This is what I am. You take me as I am. Otherwise, that's okay. No problem.
Retrospective में जाके, if there is anything that you would want to change about your personal life, and retrospective में जाके हर कोई इंसान और ज़्यादा wiser हो जाता है, but if there is one thing that I ask you कि listen, you have the power of the Almighty, you get to make this different. Personal life में different कर सकते हो, professional life में different कर सकते हो. What would that thing be?
Nothing. I wouldn't change a thing about my life. I have absolutely no regrets. I'm very grateful for the kind of life I've had. I am very proud of all the decisions that I have made. I am very, very appreciative of everything that has happened. Things that I have liked, things that I haven't liked, things that have been easy, things that have been difficult. I think every stage of life has taught me something. Every stage of life has left me enriched in some way. And I wouldn't want to change one single thing about the life that I've had or about the career that I've had.
When you're a young girl who's literally not got too much of a huge background in the industry, because like you said, your father was into direction, associate director,
Yes.
but he was not like a full-fledged thing.
No,
आपने
no.
अपना खुद का
Yes.
नाम in that way खुद ही बनाया, right? So when you're a young girl who's coming through auditions and all that stuff, some people might take you for granted as well because they feel that you're like an easy catch or an easy trap that way. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Negative male attention of this sort, how did you kind of handle, especially during those young age? Because now it's different. You have maturity, you have experience to know how to deal with the situation. वो time पे कैसे manage किया?
I'm very, very direct and forthcoming when it comes to anybody's advances. Even if somebody calls me baby, I remember when I started doing...
I saw that comment.
Yeah.
Do not ever call me baby.
Exactly. I said, you call me baby, Janu, I will block you. Because you can't talk to me like that. So there was a scheduler who, I will not name him, on my show who used to message me, Arey baby suno na. And I literally said, मेरा नाम नवीना है, आप मुझे नवीना बुलाओ. And don't call me baby. So I'm very clear about my boundaries, and I've had them set for the longest time, and they remain like that. So to date, I think I'm blocking about 25 people on Instagram on an average for being disrespectful. I have a hot image, I am what I am, but that does not mean that you get to talk to me in a certain way. And even when I was younger, I was very clear about what was permissible with me and what was not permissible with me. So people knew. I've literally smacked off people whose hand was trying to cover my leg. And I've said it. And I say it very diplomatically. I've never had to be angry or say something. But I said, listen, I don't like this. This is not for me. No, thank you. So it's been that simple. It's just about putting your point forward. So yeah, and I've been lucky that I've not got very aggressive people who wouldn't take a no. So people have taken a no for a no and they've been good. So yeah, I've always established my boundaries and I've stuck to them. Whether when I was 20 and now that I am 40, I have.
You know, no matter what kind of advances might come, I mean, at the end of the day, it's always an individual's choice, right? यहाँ पे the, I mean, I don't justify anything, but then nobody can force anything on anyone, right?
Absolutely.
But I'm sure at the same time, भले गंदे advances हो, etc., they do come, right? Directly or very directly, people have told you that, listen, Navina, I'm kind of preparing this huge show, and I see you as the main star and the face. This will make you this, that, all the good things, चढ़ा के बोल के, then at the end they say, तुमको कुछ नहीं करना है, तुम on screen जाके मेहनत करो. उसके पहले you need to spend personal time.
the ऐसे ही बोला है कि हम आपके लिए इतना कुछ कर रहे हैं, आप क्या करोगे हमारे लिए?
This was after you became an established actress?
Yeah, even when I did Glad Rags, I was hit upon by, we had a very controversial name, I don't know if I should be taking names, but very big director.
I mean, this is a platform no one can open up. So
I think he was named in a lot of, there was this terrible man who I would never want to meet in my life called Sajid Khan, who I think came up to so many of us after Glad Rags, and he just really pushed the envelope when it came to disrespecting women. Like I was really excited when he called me, and then he literally said, why don't you just get off your clothes and sit in your lingerie? I need to see how comfortable you are in your body. I'm talking about 2004 or 2006 when I did Glad Rags. He was making hay at the time.
He called you at his office?
Yes. It wasn't even his office. I think it turned out to be his house, and thankfully I had someone waiting down for me. And I didn't know how to reply, and he said, wow, you wore a bikini on stage for Glad Rags, so what is the problem? It's all tits and ass in his language. And you can just come and sit here comfortably and, be yourself and whatever. And I didn't know what to say, and I said, listen, I really need to go home and get into a bikini if that's what you want to see, but I cannot be sitting I cannot strip right now. And come on, somehow I managed to get out of that place. And he must have called me at least, no exaggerations, 50 times to ask me where I've reached, and why am I not coming, and why am I not coming. And then exactly after a year, I was performing for Mrs. India because I knew Maureen Wadia really well. I was one of the top 5 in Glad Rags. So he hit upon me again. He said, what do? You should come see me for a role. And I said, this guy must be hitting on so many women. He doesn't even remember that 1 year back he's called me to his place and he's already hit upon me so badly. So, and this is just one example of, there have been so many. But I've been lucky enough to just get myself out of those very, very sticky situations. So, yeah.
From your end as an individual, as a woman, I would say specifically, your aim is, concentration is just on go to work and
good work, exactly.
And then come these negative distractions, right?
Yeah.
What does it do to your mindset or confidence? Because now your confidence is not shattering because you don't have a certain potential. Your confidence is perhaps taking a backseat because of people around it. What is the difference?
I've never let this affect my confidence. Never. I have never let that be the judge of how good or bad I am. It's very clear in my head that if this is how I'm supposed to get a project, I would rather not do it. I would rather miss out on it. All the work that I have done in my life, touchwood, has been on the basis of my potential, of my audition, or what I bring to the table, and absolutely nothing else. And anybody else who's tried to offer me work the other way, it was never really mine to begin with, because it doesn't really affect me so much. I know that I am a woman, I know that I'm a very attractive woman, I know that I have a hot image, I know that people are going to hit upon me, they will try their luck, and it is something that I have accepted and I live with it. And there are people who respect my boundaries, those are the people I work with, and there are people who go beyond those boundaries, and those are people that I do not work with. I think my hunches have been very good. I've never really started work with someone who I got an uncomfortable vibe with. Because once I started to work on anything, be it a TV show or an OTT, I have been with the best people, touch wood. I've never had any complaints with people I've actually worked with.
This hot image that you're talking about, This is a very recent phenomenon in your life, I know. I mean,
I wore a bikini in 2006 in
Huh,
that rag. That was on the calendar.
And then again came a phase where you were doing television shows, but of course you look pretty.
Yeah.
And all, but I mean, the outfits were limited to a certain
Because it's
extent.
TV.
That's TV, right?
Yeah.
And then again came this bold and courageous
Yeah.
woman, and I remember I messaged you as well.
Yeah.
I remember it's a very brave thing. You know, you're a mother, you're a married woman.
Yeah.
50 people will think 50 times
Yeah.
before opting or going for
Really
a
don't
bold
care.
role.
Yeah.
People perhaps just see the boldness on screen, but ये जो दिमाग का boldness है to take that decision also requires recognition, right? And you said that TV as a medium is very stale. So when TV as a medium is stale, it's not giving you appealing work. Movies have a different wallpaper
Yeah.
together. What is the medium that's left? It's only television. It's only OTT, right?
Yeah.
So when did you think that OTT can be that booming space for you once again, because it has done wonders for you of late?
That's good. It has. Yeah. I think I'm in a very happy stage of my career right now. I'm doing beautiful protagonist roles which TV never offered me, to be honest. And I was always very comfortable with my body. Like I said, I did Glad Rags in 2006,
Yeah.
where I wore a bikini and I walked on stage. We did calendar shoots in bikinis. We would change backstage. So that was never a problem, being comfortable with my body. Then I did a lot of TV, which didn't really require me to shed a lot of clothes. But even in Village of Hum Tum, my image was always glamorous. I was always wearing the short clothes, and I was always lesser clothed than other people.
You know, I'll tell you about the Village of Hum Tum thing. You are that girl of Village of Hum Tum, and you know it like you must have been bored literally like anything. कि ये सम्राट जो है ये गुंजन के पीछे पागल क्यों है? Because she has got such a beautiful दिया उसको आगे पीछे. It's like घर में छोड़ा बगल में ढिंढोरा. You know, that is what it is.
Okay.
You are that pretty personality. You know, and I remember when I did that Instagram live with you. One of my friends, Akash, his sister, she's right now, both of them right now are in Poland. She replied to that Insta story, and I'm sure she will see this video as well. I'll send you that screenshot also. She literally said she will always and forever be Diya for me from Village of Hum
How
Tum.
sweet.
You know, so
Yeah.
you are that girl of Village of Hum Tum that even if you don't really, do too much of exposure,
Yeah.
you're still that glam beauty.
Yeah.
You became the crush of so many people
Yeah.
at that point of time.
Yeah.
So you know that, right? So you do not have to do that. I want to literally quickly swift into that thing because no matter how many times I talk about Village of Hum Tum, it's still refreshing for people to hear.
Oh, absolutely.
That is what it is. What are your fondest memories from that show right now?
Only fond memories for Village of Hum Tum. Like, from the way I got it, I had done a music video. And the executive producer said that we are looking for a really hot role for this new campus show we are coming up with on Village of Hum Tum. And at that time, I had put on weight because I was not doing a lot of work. And then when we did the photo shoot, they were like, Diya is supposed to be like this glam icon, and you are looking really plump. We don't, but the star plus star one head really wants you. So do something. So after a month, we did that photo shoot again, and I had lost 7 kgs, and they were like blown away. And they're like, "What did you do?" And I said, "Of course, I had motivation and I worked on myself." So that is what we did. And Seema and Sudhir, Endemol, they were beautiful people to work with. They're the coolest, absolutely. Our directors were lovely. Our team was lovely. Playing Diya was iconic. We had workshops before we started off, so that we could get into our characters and So it was the first big show of my career. To date, I get so many fan messages and so many of these lovely stories that they make for Diya. Every Valentine's Day, they will be like, there'll be like a Diya Benji story, or a Diya Sammy story. So it's beautiful. I think it's going to live with me forever. And yes, I will be Diya till I die, because it's definitely a character that I enjoyed playing. Got me out there, and I loved the whole progression also of Diya. How she went from being a snob who looked down, and then she became like their confidant, and then she became someone very sweet and helpful. So she had a full graph also. So Diya will always be special, and I'm so glad that so many people acknowledge the fact that she was pretty adorable.
Have you shown any glimpses of your Diya Aftab to your little 5-year-old?
No, she's not. She now realizes that her mother is a model actor, but not quite. But now she knows that, oh, Mama comes on TV. So yeah, a little bit now. She only watches cartoons right now. So when she grows up to a little more adult viewing.
तब दिखाओगी कि देखो तुम्हारी मम्मी क्या चीज थी. Fire of personality.
Okay.
There was this another show which a lot of people really love. That was Genie or Juju.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
And I think one thing that has observed, that a lot of people have observed, is that Ali Asgar as an actor has always been talented, very down to earth human being as well.
Amazing.
But he was also perhaps that one person who was also not getting his due for the longest time.
True.
Right? Comedy Nights with Kapil he did. Uske baad se, his characters boomed like a different level, and of course he grew immensely from there.
Yeah.
But I have been seeing Ali's work. मेरी मम्मी जब कहानी घर घर की देखती थी, he used to play the character of Kamal.
Right.
So बचपन से लेके till Genie और Juju when I was like in school and stuff, वो कितने सालों से वो बंदा मेहनत कर रहा था. मैं देखा हूँ literally, not like every project, but I've seen quite a lot, right? What do you think perhaps worked for him that well, maybe in Comedy Nights with Kapil or something, which no matter how much effort he was putting in a Genie or Juju, it did not work out that well?
Again, I think it's about being on the right platform, about getting that one show which just takes off, doing one character which just clicks with the audience. Like, we've got Surbhi who did an Anika and it
Channa
clicked.
you're talking about, right?
Yeah, Surbhi Channa. She did Anika and she went to another level. It was one character. She had done so much work before that. She was even in Kabul Hai. But what she did in Ishqbaaz and that platform and that character, it elevated her to another level. So Nakul, Nakul also had done a lot of shows, but what Ishqbaaz did for him was different. So Ali also, I think for him, that Comedy Nights with Kapil was that one platform. That character of Dadi and that whole dressing up in drag was what was needed to catapult him into where he went. So that is what got him his due. So, I just feel that all of these people have just needed that one role, that one show, that one platform where people loved them and then they got elevated to that level. So I think for Ali, this was his forte, his thing. And as a co-actor, Ali is like my favorite. I was going through a very bad breakup at the time. I was shooting Genie or Juju. My 11-year-old relationship had broken up. And I literally will thank Ali for being my rock during that time, because he used to make me laugh so much on set. And he was there even in a serious discussion. He'd be like, sit, we can talk. And as a co-actor, so I only have deep respect and love for Ali, and I'm so happy about his success. So yeah, he always used to find me very, very pretty, and he would always say that. But Ali had this different thing, he would look at me like, I can just keep looking at you. And so, those things just make you feel so nice and special. So yeah, I'm glad that he's now got his due. About time.
I did a episode a few days back with Surbhi Channa, Vivek Dahiya and Anayra Gupta.
The music video, yes.
Right? So because the focus was about the song, so primarily we asked about the song, we spoke about the lives, etc. But in the comment section when I put that video, so many people, you have no idea, asked me कि आपने सुरभि को about Ishqbaaz
क्यों नहीं पूछा? Because
so then I realized that it's not always about the motive that which you have.
Exactly.
आपको fans का भी ख्याल रखना पड़ रहा है. So fans का ख्याल रखते हुए, I have to talk to you about Ishqbaaz definitely a lot more.
Of course.
मुझे बताओ कि because good shows, there's a difference between success and super success. A lot of TV shows are successful. I think Ishqbaaz is that one show. Within a certain period of time, it reached that stage of super success, right?
Yes.
So, क्या लगता है? What was that X factor about the show? You've been such an important part of, like Tia in that show.
Yeah.
The characters all interlinked to each other. Surbhi doing her part, Nakul doing his part. What are the things that you will carry forward from that set for the rest of your life?
So, Ishqbaaz, I think, was like a Karan Johar or a Yash Chopra, big magnum opus of, like a big dharma of, Indian television. That scale, that level, And the way Gul ma'am, she ensured that every little detail was taken care of. Our costumes were so like, there was so much detailing that went into everything, with the way we looked, the way the show looked. So I think that really worked because everybody looked so amazing.
The outfit specifically amazing.
The styling, the outfit, Shivani, our stylist, she was also my stylist in Village of Amtum, by the way, so she did wonders. Our creatives, there was Richa, and the scale of the show, the way they bought the drama, and it wasn't a typical Indian television show. There was a lot more to it. There was not that Bahu Saas drama. Anika was this small town girl and she makes it. The big house, Nakul with his whole attitude, the brothers Kunal, Linesh with all his masti. So everybody had their bit to do. Svetlana, that larger than life villain. Me, I was like the confused villain. I didn't know whether I wanted to be a villain or not. Did I come with a backstory? But I think some things just are meant to click, and Ishqbaaz was one of them. And I think everybody associated with Ishqbaaz went to a different level after Ishqbaaz. Everybody knew everybody from Ishqbaaz, and there was this whole craze, and it still continues. So I've been very fortunate to play these characters which have stayed with people over the years. Dia has stayed with people. Priya from Genie or Juju has been quite an icon. They want me to keep repeating dialogues, and even this Sweetie Pie from Ishqbaaz was such a hit. So I've been really blessed by Babaji to have got these kind of characters.
You have another identity which is of Pani Pilo Pehle Phir Batata Hun, because Pani Pite Pite You Might Laugh, which is that she does all the great work and she's also Jethalal's yoga teacher as well.
Oh my god! No, I was Jethalal's psychiatrist, his psychotherapist. So I was Hathi. So I've played 2 cameos in Tarak Mehta. First one was I was a fitness and consultant and dietitian to Mrs. Hathi and Mr. Hathi.
And I think you came via Babita in that.
Yes. And then I came back as a psychologist during COVID to Jethalal and his father. So that was I'm talking to them on video calls. That was during COVID.
Right.
So that was fresh me out of pregnancy. I think this was one of the first things I did when I came back to acting after giving birth to Kimaira, after the 1 or 2 year break that I took. So that was the first thing that I did. So I played 2 characters in Tarak Mehta.
So which was more fun to be a part of, if I have to ask you?
I actually enjoyed both, but I think the video call with Jethalal was a lot of fun. It was the chemistry. Yes. That scene was quite iconic, which I did with them on the video call. So I think that was more fun to play.
The last year, so to say, 2024, of course, every individual goes through certain challenges and changes and modifications in their personal life.
Yes.
Last year, June onwards, aapke liye till now, what have the positive changes been like?
It's only been positive. So I was basically, what do you call it, a kuwe ka mendak. I was very comfortable in the little world that I had, and I didn't want to get out of it, even though I wasn't growing. Even though I was not very happy, even though I wasn't. I think for any human being, it is so important to keep growing and evolving and thriving wherever they are. And if that is not happening, then you really need to analyze where you are and work on getting out of that spot. And I think around that time is when I discovered spirituality, and I started moving more towards spirituality. I did this intense course, worked on myself, and then I finally had the courage to walk out of a marriage which wasn't really 7 years of marriage and 2 or 3 years of courting. We met in 2014. So it wasn't what marriage is supposed to be for the longest time, but we were both trying to make it work for our little one. But I think I realized that if there is no happiness and there is no warmth and there is no love in the house, nobody can really be happy, not even the child. I think every child deserves to grow up in a house where people are happy and where people love each other and where people are thriving, so as to say. And I literally felt like, I think, 100 kgs lighter once I separated and I came back home and I started getting back to my work, and I came back to my thing. Right now, Kimaira, she's a very well adjusted child. So life has changed in the most beautiful way. I feel amazing. Work, touchwood, is great. I am just happier and more fulfilled as a person right now than I was when I was in that marriage, so to say. Not that there was torture or cruelty of any kind, but I think somewhere along the line the love was lost, the compatibility was lost, and we were just in it for the sake of it, and
No,
that should never be the case.
I'll tell you something. जब usually people mistake this, it's a very wrong mistake, I would say, कि usually अगर कुछ रिश्ता टूट जाता है तो people say that ये इंसान फलाना बुरा था, ये बुरा था, etc. But it doesn't have to be like that. It's just that maybe that person is also a good person.
Yeah,
I'm a good person as well, but maybe we are not good for each
other. Yes, we went into different directions. We realized we have different ways of thinking, different ways of functioning, and when that happens, then usually the love, the respect, everything starts to wane. And then when you try to stay together in spite of all those things not working out, it's ugly. You're going against the tide, so as to say. You've got to recognize with the tide and know where to flow and when to flow. If you are like this tree that will refuse to move no matter what, because the society says something or because this is the way it is supposed to be done, it's really ugly.
Did your family or relatives around make a big hue and cry about it?
My mother was very uncomfortable. My father had passed away long before this happened. My mother is a typical Punjabi from Delhi, so she tried her best for this to not happen, because she said no, they really think about what society says and everything. And then I literally convinced her. I said, Mom, I'm that person who did not even come and live with you for more than a day while she was married. I was that comfortable there. So for me to leave everything and come back home, you can imagine I have really thought over this decision. And there's a reason why I have come. I have absolutely analyzed all the pros and cons and have decided that this is the best course of action for me to take. Not just for me, but for everybody's sake. Because I think when people are unhappy, then everybody is miserable in the house. So yeah, it was that simple. I just had the courage, found it in my spirit to walk off, and I did.
Life of a mother who's also a professional working, who also has the support of a husband, cut to life of a professional mother who's a single mother raising a child who's just 5 years old right now. It's a big challenge to take.
Yeah.
You're ready for it, you feel mentally?
Oh, absolutely, totally. In fact, I think I'm really enjoying this whole single motherhood thing. It's brought about a sense of responsibility in me. It's brought me closer to my daughter. It's brought me closer to my mother, who I'm living with right now. Yeah, she's my biggest support right now, even though she was anti the marriage breaking, but she sees where I come from now. She understands me better. So I have support at home, and I'm also co-parenting with Jeet. So it's not really difficult.
It's important to clear this.
Yes, I'm co-parenting. She is equally his daughter as she is mine. So there are times when she's with him, there are times when she's with me. And I think she's completely adapted to the fact that she now has 2 houses and 2 parents who love her very much, but who are somehow not able to live together with each other.
Navina, I just want you to clear another point of which is I think a common misconception. आपके comments वगैरह पे भी काफी time, because I was just doing a bit of a research before I did this podcast.
Right.
There's this notion कि because Navina decided to step out of her comfort zone,
right,
do bold roles on screen, maybe her husband started having a problem with that. This is the reason why they chose to separate and divorce. कितना हकीकत है या कितना गलत है, please set the record straight.
Firstly, I'd like to say that you have to support whatever your partner does. You know, your partner knows what they are doing, career-wise. Now, if your partner is a doctor, you wouldn't question anything they do as a doctor. Now, when your wife is an actor, the what do you say, the ceiling is being broken as far as acting is concerned. There was just TV, now there is OTT, now there are more places where you can branch out and you can do stuff, and that is what I chose to do. I realized I'm getting better opportunities in OTT, I'm getting better roles in OTT, and I also see that there are people who are doing a lot of intimate stuff and getting clothes out, big actresses who are married, who are respectable, they are doing it, all of them are doing it, and there is no questioning or doubting.
Can I just interrupt you for 1 minute?
Yeah.
मेरे हिसाब से कोई big actress या big actor नहीं होता, medium big होता है, या फिर production big होता है.
Exactly. So if you're doing it on a Netflix, it's fine. But because I'm doing it on a Shimaru or an Old Balaji, it's looked upon as being bold. But if someone is doing on Netflix, it's amazing content.
Cool, right?
So I think that's hypocrisy at some level, because it's the same amount of skin show, the same amount of intimacy, but because it's on a different platform, you're looking down at that. So it's that simple, and even when I do these kind of roles, I have my limits, I have my boundaries. I tell them that this is what is I'm comfortable with, this is what I'm not comfortable with, and this is what I will not do. And so I have my set of boundaries, and whoever is my partner has to be comfortable with that. I'm not saying he was the happiest with that. Clearly, no husband would be, no Indian husband would be. But he did not have a problem with that. He just said, okay, I know this is your work, you do it. I don't have to necessarily watch it. But that was not the point due to which we had our differences, or because of which, things have come to a divorce right now. We were just two people who were not compatible. We were just two people who stopped loving each other as two partners should, who somewhere lost respect for each other because of the differences in opinions and mindsets. And I think the final string broke when we realized we are not even good friends anymore. So that is what happened, but it has nothing to do with what I did in my career or the decisions that I have taken. And it's a very small way of thinking if this is what people think, because it's a very small mindset and a very small thought that, because she's decided to go bold, her husband has decided to leave her, and he did not decide to leave me. It was a very mutual decision where we both realized that we are not working together.
I'll ask you a question. Sirf yes or no. I shared a very personal story with you, Gari.
Yes.
So, which is why the question, if I ask you, it's on a very positive note. They say that never say never, right?
Yeah.
In future, maybe now, maybe later, do you feel that love in your life is possible again?
Definitely yes. Absolutely yes. I will never give up on love. I think we are all made of love. We are all meant to be loved. We are all meant to give love, and we are all meant to receive love. So love is for everyone, and
But perhaps if I ask you that, what is the discussion that you will have with your future partner? Okay, listen, I was a part of this marriage. These are the things because of which it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Do you think that you will engage in that discussion first because you don't want to repeat the same thing that happened? कोई plan करके तो करता नहीं है जिंदगी में.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I am I'm a very feminine person. So by feminine I mean that I flow. I do not have I do not have set ideas. I do not have that this is how it's supposed to be and this is what I'm going to do. I will take it when the time comes. Of course, we will have important discussions. It's very important to clear things, and of course, you learn from your mistakes. But I don't know if this discussion will be something that happens or doesn't happen. If it flows organically, it will definitely flow. I definitely won't be hiding or concealing anything. For sure, my life's an open book. It always has been and it always will be.
You mentioned that there's always that one show, it can be any medium for an actor, which is literally the breakout thing.
Yeah.
Right? For Surbhi, you said it was Ishbaz. For Ali Asghar, you said it was Comedy Nights with Kapil. And it's not just you, a lot of people like you.
Yeah.
Right? डंके की चोट पे, if I ask you, do you think that you have got that show in your life?
No, not yet. Not yet. I haven't had that one role or that one show that would put me out there. Like,
Where do you see that
there.
breakout happening, on OTT or TV later?
Definitely not on TV. I think I'm like almost given up on TV. I am very disappointed with TV. If I watch TV, I was watching it for a friend who was doing a show very briefly, and I was very disappointed with the kind of content there was, the level of acting. It was very amateur, very over the top. If you're watching OTT content right now, I don't think anyone who is watching OTT content right now can actually go and watch TV anymore. So definitely on OTT. I would love to do something on Netflix or Prime, in a nice protagonist or a central role. That's like the ultimate dream. So yeah, let's see.
Let's manifest, fingers
Manifesting, yeah, here's to manifesting.
Zarur ho jaye. Second last question
Yes.
is what I would ask. Off late there's been the discussion, movie sets ho, OTT ho, that there's this thing called intimacy coordinator, intimacy supervisor.
Yes.
Usually इनका क्या role रहता है?
Specialists. I've never had them on screen, so I wouldn't know. But I have heard that they try and make on-screen intimacy seem to be more natural and so that the scenes look more organic rather than forced or mechanical, which I really think is a very wise thing to do, because intimate scenes, I think most actors have a block with, and most actors find it very difficult to do these kind of scenes. Most of my co-actors have always been like, oh, I'm so nervous, I don't know how, whatever. And then, literally, I'm like, let's try and flow. We play some music and we ease it off. But I think it's a great concept to have an intimacy specialist or an expert concept.
But is it also something like kabhi in the heat of the moment, sometimes, when you say that, cut, sometimes in the heat of the moment you're not, and that's when those people coming, aisa kuch kabhi hua in your
For me, no, that has never been the case. We've never got really carried away or anything. Cut means a cut. In fact, I've had such respectable people, literally I think they've put a pillow in between, while doing intimate scenes to make me comfortable. So I've been really lucky that way as far as these kind of scenes are concerned. But no, I've never had the opportunity to work with an intimacy expert, but I do think that it's a great idea.
Lastly, what I would love to ask you is that there's so much more to your life that's set to unfold as a mother. The child is growing up. What are the main qualities or learnings in your life as a woman that you have learned, or maybe the mistakes that you have made, maybe 2 or 3 of them, which you would want कि आपकी बेटी कभी भी जिंदगी में ये गलती ना करे? ऐसा कुछ?
I would literally want her to live her life on her terms.
So you would not be that helicopter?
No, never.
Nice.
Please make your own mistakes. Please realize
And
what's
learn from it
happening.
and come out from it
Exactly. And I'm here for you. You need advice. You need a friend. You need to just sit and talk it out. I'm always here for you. But please go learn, make your mistakes, learn what life is teaching you. We are all souls who are here to learn and to evolve. We get so much into our physical beings that we forget that we are literally souls in human bodies. And because I'm into spirituality a lot, I just believe in letting people make their mistakes, letting them flow, letting them discover what life is all about, and just becoming better human beings, and in turn, expanding their souls and receiving more light from the Creator. So just flow. I literally have no regrets in life. Like I said, all my mistakes have taught me and they've made me a better person. I would want her to make her mistakes and become a better person and learn from them. So yeah, I'm gonna be like, I am the very cool mom, I'm like, she's not really scared of me. She's my friend. She doesn't take me very seriously.
Yeah.
But I love what I have with her, she's like my buddy. So yeah, that is my advice to everybody, that go out, make mistakes, let life teach you, learn, and keep evolving and keep growing.
I think I've been a part of so many parenting forums where I hosted those events. I think this is the coolest advice that I've ever seen around or heard. कि गलती करो, मैं कुछ रोकने नहीं वाला, करो, खुद सीखो, प्रोटेक्शन चाहिए, कुछ और चाहिए, मैं हूँ.
I'm here. I'm just, you're sounding bored. I'm always here for you. But go out and make those mistakes.
yes,
Learn
yes.
it yourself.
Well, I think this was, I think you literally poured your heart out. मुझे तो I mean लगा because
Yes.
there were literally no inhibitions. कभी भी मुझे ऐसा महसूस personally नहीं हुआ that maybe मैंने कुछ ऐसा पूछ लिया जिसकी वजह से you were on the back foot or something like
Not at
that.
all.
And I think it's your quality as well to actually go all hard and speak everything. And I think whatever experiences that I heard about your life, of course I know a lot of it beforehand
Yes,
itself, but
yes.
some of the stuff which I discovered right now.
Was yeah.
I think was phenomenal, and I think to come out of that and live the way you're living your life is phenomenal.
Thank
So I
you.
think I can only wish you best of luck for everything that you do.
Thank
and you know
you
that
so
you have a
much.
friend in me as well. For
Absolutely.
anything that you seek professionally, personally, whatever जो भी है.
Same.
And yeah, I think that was a super one, and I wish you all the best. I have a
Thank
little
you.
bit of a gift hamper आप हमारे यहाँ
yeah,
पे
please.
store पे आए हो, so
Okay.
you've already been sweet enough to. So gift hamper we have sent you before as well.
Thank
And
you
this is my
so
format.
much.
Every guest who comes on my show,
I'll see.
separately I give them. You want to see and open? Maybe I can.
Oh yeah.
Show
Okay.
you this.
Sure.
If you want something different, मैं वो अलग भी कर दूँगा.
Oh, this is lovely.
हाँ.
It's lovely. Thank you so much.
I
Thank
hope it works out for you, and everything that you do, just work wonders. आपने जो भी manifestation किया regarding
Thank
Netflix,
you so
etc.,
much.
everything.
Thank you.
Let's just hope that it becomes
Yes.
true. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your Navina Bole, or I would say Dia, या Tia, या जो भी नाम बोलो, यार दो वही important चीज़ है, and of course there's so much more that's set to unfold for her in the future. So keep giving her all the love, keep supporting, and if you like this podcast, do share your feedback in the comments and give her all the love. And also we're creating some fun reels, so आप वो लोग देख के वो लोग भी देख के आना, मजा आएगा तुम लोग को. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you. That's a wrap on the Sunny G Show. This is your host Shubhajit with the beautiful and gorgeous and talented Navina Bole. See you all very soon on another interesting episode.